So, by popular demand, MongoSlade will get back to reviewing rap albums. So, up next, we got Donda, the monumental, successful album of Kanye West, which I sat down and listened to. It took me 3 hours to listen to this album. Jesus Christ. Why would he make so much music? Like, why would you make so much music? Why would you ever do this to human beings? Why would you do this? In any event, album was long as shit. I have not listened to an entire Kanye West album since, I couldn't tell you. Maybe Obama was in office? Maybe? I couldn't tell you. So whatever was like, I couldn't tell you. It was a long time ago. I have not listened to an entire Kanye West album. I'm coming in here with fresh ears. I basically cut Kanye West albums into half. I cut his career into half. Before his mom died, after his mom died. After his mom died, I'm just kind of like whatever on Kanye West. But before, musical genius. But better than any other rapper, and I feel very comfortable saying this. He sets the mood with the backdrop with his musicianship. You're not going to find better music, just music, on an album than a Kanye West album. He's going to make sure that is tight and setting a theme. He's really good at that. When Kanye is in his bag is when he can set a theme. The album flows. There's big musical pieces in it. And it feels well produced. Sometimes it's even overproduced. And that makes even Kanye West's garbage still better than most people. Because at least it's well produced garbage. Like you can, even if you're not paying attention to the lyrics, because he's not a lyricist, so you can just tune out the lyrics. You can just enjoy the music. And so that's kind of how I approach every Kanye West album since what was the one in 2007? I forget which one that was. But that's kind of how I've approached every Kanye West album since. I felt like he really had something to say on the first two albums. And then he kind of had something to say on the third one, with I Wonder and Champion. I felt like he really had a message. And I feel like he has a message on this album too, Donda. I know he used his mom's name for the album, so he really wanted to put some effort into this. And in doing so, he did what every normal, stable human being would do, and that is locked himself in a stadium for who knows how long and lived, because that's what normal people do. They just live in stadiums. So he did that. Okay, so I took all that into account. Then I also took into account that I do not know a lot of the features. Some of the people I have recognized through other things. Most people I didn't, So I don't know most of the features. So if you're thinking like I'm going to sit down and break down the features, I'm really not. I'm really focused on Kanye, and I'm really focused on the music that he's putting out and the music that the backdrop and the hook and the message and that sort of thing. I'm not really trying to evaluate the lyrical content because I'm not expecting a lot of lyrical content. So on an overall, I did not like this album. Overall, I hated it. But the good stuff that's on here is great shit. Okay. So there's a couple of honorable mentions. One is Hurricane. I really enjoyed Hurricane. That's The Weeknd that's singing. I had his voice drilled into my head through various commercials and every other thing that he's done. I think that the song is very smooth. The beat is wonderful. I don't like auto-tune, and that's really what made me tune me off of Kanye West. 808 and Heartbreak, I was kind of like, I don't know, man. That wasn't the last Kanye West album I listened to, but that was the last time I took him seriously. When I heard that, I was like, brother, come on, man. And that it still has not gone away. There's still auto-tune on this album. So I was not happy about that. Because I thought like I could have dodged the auto-tune era of hip-hop, but no, it's still there. But Hurricane is is an honorable mention for a pretty good song. Would I listen to it 100 times? No. But it's a pretty good song. Heaven and Hell, I love the good beat to this song too, and I actually like the lyrics to this song as well. The beat switch when the beat drops was, that was something else. That was something else. That was really good. That's why I say Kanye West is really good for having a theme. And speaking of the theme, before I really get into the songs that I like, Kanye West, the religiosity of the album. There were some people who had a problem with the religiosity of the album. I personally did not. I wouldn't call myself a Christian, but at the same time, living in the black community, you can't, kick dust in the air without it landing on Christians. Some of the most thuggish, ruggish motherfuckers in the country are like hardcore Christians who go to church, read the Bible, and can spit it back at you. So I'm not surprised that or upset at all in the religiosity of the album. So, and I actually think that it serves as a good blueprint for what Kanye West is going through. Because this is a guy who, again, never got over his mom dying. But he's also now going through seemingly going through a divorce, kind of. And now he's talking about changing his name. And he's going through all this shit with the record labels and people saying that he's crazy with the Donald Trump stuff. He's got a lot going on. And as a guy who's got a lot going on and going through this very public breakdown, in some ways it's a breakdown, he found solace in religion, which is something that, this is not me being facetious this time. This is what normal people do. People hit a wall and they start finding, things that comfort them. And that's really the message for a lot of the songs that I liked on this album, is when Kanye is trying to find comfort in things that are other than material things. Because if you listen to Kanye West, and I've listened to a lot of Kanye West, you find out that's his number one vice, is that Kanye West is materialistic. He's not necessarily greedy. He's not necessarily lust-filled, but he is obsessed with like fashion design. So like when he had that song, Junior Watanabe on My Wrist, and I was like, I didn't know who the fuck that was, which is really unfortunate for me, because as soon as I Googled Junior Watanabe and tried to find out who the hell it was, now YouTube is just shoving Junior Watanabe in my fucking face all day. That's the bad thing about these algorithms. All right. I Googled one thing one time and didn't click anything else. And now that shit is just like Junior Watanabe purses and Junior Watanabe jackets. So I'm like, fuck. I can't afford this shit. Like, what am I going to do? Sell my soul for a jacket? But that's the kind of stuff that Kanye West is talking about, because it was the kind of stuff that he thought a lot about being a kid. And it's a running theme throughout every Kanye West album, which is what I appreciate. And you could tell that he's speaking from his soul, is that it's a recurring theme that he is struggling with his materialism, his desire to want nice things. And, there's actually one song that's my favorite song on the album, Pure Souls. That song is, he talks about it. The truth is only what you can get away with. Essentially, if you got away with it, then it's true. And nobody called you out on it. It's true, right? Now, this song features, I believe, Roddy Ricch, the kid from The Box. Now, I only know what The Box is because I saw a white woman do a cover of the song on Twitter. And then I asked like some random kid, like, whose song is this she's doing? And he's like, it's Roddy Ricch. And I was like, who's that? I asked my ex-girlfriend, because we were still together at the time. I was like, who the hell is Roddy Ricch? She sent me the song in The Box. And I was like, oh, okay, I know who this is. So Roddy Ricch is on the first verse, I believe. And he's actually doing part of the hook. So I love the hook. The hook is great. But my favorite song on here is this. But the hand claps, the bass line, the fucking organ work that he did on here, all of the organ stuff is so haunting. But yet it makes everything feel bigger. It feels grander. It still also feels churchy, but it's not preachy. But the message of this song is excellent. Like Kanye talks about being one of the kids who was going out and buying fake clothes from like the flea market because he wanted to be fly. And but it wasn't malicious. It was just kind of him just being, that's what the pure souls part is. It's like he's got this materialism that's within him, but it's not malicious. It's something that he's struggling with. And he seems that, that God sees beyond that and chose him to be the one that succeeded out of all the people who were being fake. He was the one that was chosen to succeed. And now it's real for him. And the song is about staying true, stay true. Be truthful. The truth isn't, only what you can get away with. The truth is the truth. That's why it's phrased the way it is. The truth is only what you can get away with, huh? It's like a question, right? So it's not saying that's a fact. It's asking you a question. Kind of like the juvenile, that kind of thing. So that was my favorite song, without question, was Pure Souls. I would play that anywhere, anytime. I love that song. My next favorite song is Come to Life. I love this song. This is a song that's also about, Kanye wanting freedom from his troubles, all the things that he was going through. And this is where he talks about, being mad when she's gone, being mad when she's home, the conflict that he's having with his wife, and not knowing, how to deal with it. Because Kanye West, despite the fact that he has this massive super ego, he is still very fragile. And we've seen him have these blow ups all the time in public, where there was a video of Kanye just absolutely like snapping on a fan when he was talking about how his mom saved his life because his dad wasn't around, or his dad wanted him to be aborted or something like that. And he just snapped off on this fan. And Kanye has bipolar disorder. So you're talking about somebody who is struggling with this mental illness, and he's got this wife, and she's in the public eye, and people are talking about her all the time. And she's done some stuff like, she did the porno and everything, and that affected him. And people still talk about it. People still messing with him about it. And he has to try to, he wants to be freed from all that stuff. And he just phrases it as, coming to life, wants to feel like he wants to come to life. But another one of my favorite things about this song is the piano. I am a fool for pianos. I love pianos in rap songs. I could do without some of the singing that he was doing in here. The reason I really don't like Kanye West singing is because I don't feel like he's a good singer. Like, there's nothing wrong with singing in a rap song or a rap album if you're good at it, if you can hold a melody. Like, if you're, I'm a big fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony. They aren't great singers. They're great harmonizers, though. Like, they can hold a harmony. I'm not so sure Kanye West can do that, which is why he relies so heavily on auto-tune, and which is why I hate auto-tune so much. But Come to Life is really good, and it feels real emotional. It feels very real, and those are the things that I really liked about this album, the things that felt real. So another one of my favorite tracks was No Child Left Behind. The organs on this joint. I don't know why Kanye West fell in love with organs all of a sudden. Maybe it was because he started going to church. But the organs on this joint, immaculate. They are fantastic organs. But I also love this song because it's Kanye West basically telling you, when he says no child left behind, he's talking about God not leaving him behind. That after all these things that he's done, and, he doesn't rely on man, he relies on God because God wouldn't leave him behind. And if you think about it from the perspective of his life, how everybody flipped on him, the media flipped on him, Jay-Z flipped on him, Kim Kardashian was, flipped on him. If he, who else is he supposed to look forward to? Like, who is he supposed to lean on? He leans on God. No child left behind. He's not going to leave me behind. I'm God's child. He's not going to leave me behind. Everybody else will. My wife left me. All the people I made money with, they turned on me, called me crazy in the media. But God never turned on me. And I can feel that. I feel his pain on that. I can appreciate that. I like that. And this song is dope. So I rocks with it. The next track that I really, really liked was Moon. The track with Kid Cudi. This is Kid Cudi, wrist cutting music. My ex-girlfriend loved Kid Cudi. I don't know why. I do not know why anyone likes Kid Cudi. I don't know why. But this track was really dope. It was essentially a duet. There was a third voice on here. I don't know who that was. I think that person was doing most of the harmonizing and most of the singing and everything. But this song felt like the spiritual successor to Spaceship. If you don't remember Spaceship from the first album, where he was talking about, working in menial jobs and wishing he could get in a spaceship and fly away, past the sky. This seemed like the spiritual successor to that, where he still has some of the same problems. He just, he still wants to have the same escape as far as going to the moon, which can also be seen as heaven, going up to the sky. Getting away from all this shit that he has to go through. It's very smooth. It's very soulful. It's very emotional. I got emotional listening to it. I didn't cry or anything, but I could feel the emotion that was coming off of this song. And it's another one of those things that's a theme through Kanye West, that he's looking for an escape. He's looking for an escape hatch. He's trying to get out of everything that he's been going through. And this is really good. Not a big fan of Kid Cudi, but he knocked it out of the park with this. Him and Kanye did a really good job. So the last track that I really, really liked is Jesus Lord, which feels like a proper rap song with a thunderous beat. Again, more organ, which works. It works. It works in every song that I heard that wasn't garbage. At least it works. So Jesus Lord had, some pretty good organ work. The bass is murder. It's a proper rap song. And what we're talking about here is essentially Kanye is telling stories, or telling a story of people who need Jesus. People who are down on their luck, people who are going in a rough time, in a tough time. Those are the people who need Jesus. When I was, religious, I was never one of those people who believed that people who are down on their luck needed Jesus. I used to also believe that it was the rich who needed Jesus, because their life was far more, it's in somewhat in a precarious position, because all success is basically people standing on top of a needle, unless you're like Jeff Bezos, where you can fuck up for 10 years and still be wealthy. Most people, you're 1 or 2 paychecks from being poor. So you're standing on that precarious ledge, hoping that, nothing bad ever happens, like a pandemic that gets your job shut down or something like that. But, it's pretty simple that, people who say, who needs Jesus, pregnant mothers who are in difficult situations, and the guys don't want to be there. And, she's considering abortion and all that kind of stuff. Of course, we would consider that those people need to pray on it and think about it, if that's the kind of method that you want to follow. A very soulful track, a very meaningful track, another one that's kind of emotional. It's almost like he's trying to, hold people's hands and, bring them to the water, and hopefully they drink. But this song features Electronica. Electronica. Okay, so let's talk about Electronica, because I actually know who this guy is. So Exhibit C came out in 2006. All right, so I have been heard. I used to be on the message boards. I used to be one of the people who listened to mixtapes all the time. I don't know how many times I've been told by just about everybody who has a pair of ears how great Jay Electronica is. Jay Electronica is so great. He could have been the best rapper of all time. I say, okay, cool. That's true. I've heard Shiny Suit Theory. I love that song. I loved Exhibit C. Fantastic. But he didn't make an album. I think the album has since come out. But the nigga made like 2 songs a year for like 15 fucking years. People talk about Jay Electronica like he's Andre 3000. Like, no. He writes 1 or 2 great verses a year. And he's really good at this rapping stuff. I'm not saying that he's not. He's really good at this rapping stuff. He was perfect on here. And his message was on point. His message is about judgment. We have to, what he say? Earthquakes should shake this nation for what Bush did to Rwanda, what Clinton did to Haiti, what Downing Street did to Ghana. He talk about exploitation. I get that. This country exploits people. It's pretty standard woke fare. And of course he's going to be sort of woke. That's what Jay Electronica is. So I'm not saying he's a bad rapper. I'm just saying he's a fucking overrated. Right? And he killed this. He was really good here. I'm just speaking in general. There's a lot of good Jay Electronica stray songs floating around the internet. But I don't rank him as being like one of the best or one of the, until he get like a body of work. Like he can do good rap stuff. He doesn't have a body of work. He just has random stray tracks that he recorded and then tossed online somewhere. Somebody leaked it or something. So I don't get amped over Jay Electronica. I'm sorry for all the Jay Electronica fans out there. I'm a backpacker too. But fuck that nigga, man. You don't make an album. I don't care, right? I need to sit down and actually be able to look at your creative process and how you you build a cohesive album, instead of just making, I made a track with Jay-Z and I nailed it. I'm like, okay, cool. Where's the rest of it? I did. So, there is no rest of it. That he made another song he made a couple of songs that I really liked as far as Jay Electronica is concerned. But those songs are old. They're like really old. And I know that he did songs with Jay-Z, I think last year or something like that. But I'm off the J Electronica train. He could fuck off. But this album, this song was dope. The song was dope. I really appreciated it. So the album itself, I would never listen to it again. Was it worth the wait? Probably not. I know, maybe if you're a super Kanye West fan, you probably like this. But me, I compare it to, I love the atmosphere of the album more than I love the album itself. I love the musicianship of the album more than the album itself. I still wish that Kanye could at least double back to being 2007 Kanye, or at least 2008. Like somewhere in that era. But he can never be that guy again, and it's okay. It's all right. There's still people who love him. He probably has more fans now than he did then. He's still a genius. He's very eccentric. Hopefully he can find some way to, clean up his, I don't want to say clean up his life, but that he's fine. I hope he finds what he's looking for, and hopefully this album, which for me, I think somebody says that this album was released without his knowledge, that it was just released by the label, which led Soulja Boy to be acting up online and cussing him out and all that kind of stuff. Let's take a moment to talk about that, because I think that, for starters, he ain't got no business doing songs with Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy shouldn't be on a Kanye West album. Fuck Soulja Boy, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I don't even know what song he was supposed to be on. It was probably a song I wasn't going to like anyway. But I was just kind of like, he took you off the song, so what, nigga, now what? What you going to do? You going to fight him? You going to try to fight him? What, you wasted 6 minutes writing some bullshit crayon rap, and all of a sudden you think Kanye West should bend over backwards for you? Man, the fuck out of here. Soulja Boy, tell him. Like, dude is 30 and he act like he's 17. He's nuts. In any event, this album is whack as far as I'm concerned, but I do like these 5 songs, and they will stay in steady rotation. I love these tracks. Like, it's the good stuff that is good on this album is almost timeless. It's right up there with the stuff that he made. Maybe not right up there with the stuff he made as far as Late Registration or College Dropout, but it's still really good, high quality stuff. It's not garbage. It's not trash. It has meaningful, long-term potency. It's what Kanye West could be doing. I think that it's a good direction for him to go in, as far as being able to repeatedly cleanse himself and repeatedly go out and proclaim, what his troubles are, and working through them through music. Because I think this has really become mostly therapy for Kanye. He doesn't do this for the money anymore. He doesn't, so he's already wildly successful. Now music is therapy. And it's a way for him to talk about his problems and try to work through his mom's death, which, he probably would never, that's chasing the dragon right there. It'll never happen. But it was good for that. And I can appreciate the songs that I liked here, but it wasn't much to like. Like, I barely got to the songs that I got to, like 3 or 4 songs in, I was like, bro, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Like this. No. I've heard double albums that felt shorter to listen to than this. This was very tough to listen to, but it was some gems on it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys later.